Hello everyone and welcome. Today, we're going to embark on a fascinating journey into the world of our feline companions. A journey that will transform the way you understand and care for your cat. We're not just talking about tips and tricks, we're diving deep into the very biology of these incredible creatures, understanding their evolutionary heritage, and translating that into practical, life-saving habits. This isn't just about making your cat happy. It's about extending their life, preventing disease, and truly honoring the wild essence that still thrives within them. Our cats, those elegant, sometimes aloof, but always captivating beings, are masterpieces of evolution. Yet, many of the common health issues they face today stem from a fundamental misunderstanding of their unique physiology. We often treat them like small dogs or even tiny humans, when in reality, their needs are profoundly different. By the end of our time together, you'll have a new lens through which to view your cat, a lens that reveals the intricate biological mechanisms driving their health and behavior. Let's begin with what I call strategic hydration, the feline's Achilles heel. To truly grasp the importance of hydration for our cats, we must first travel back in time to their origins. Our domestic cats, Felis catus, are direct descendants of the African wildcat, Felis libica. These ancestors thrived in arid, desert environments across the Middle East and parts of Africa. Imagine a landscape where water sources are scarce and unreliable. Survival in such a harsh environment demanded extraordinary adaptations, and our cats inherited them all. One of the most significant adaptations is their incredibly efficient kidney system. Unlike humans or even dogs, desert-dwelling felines evolved to extract almost all the moisture they needed from their prey. A mouse, for instance, is about 70 to 80% water. By consuming their prey whole, these ancestral cats were essentially drinking their food. This meant they developed a very low thirst drive, a biological imperative to conserve water rather than actively seek it out. Their kidneys became masters of concentration, capable of producing incredibly dense, highly concentrated urine. This was a brilliant survival mechanism in the desert, but it becomes a significant problem in a domestic setting, especially when we introduce dry kibble. The problem, then, lies in this very efficiency. While their kidneys are exceptional at concentrating urine, this process also means that waste products, minerals, and salts become highly concentrated within the bladder. This supersaturation creates a fertile ground for the formation of urinary crystals and stones. Think of it like a highly concentrated sugar solution. Eventually, the sugar will crystallize out. In a cat's bladder, these crystals can irritate the delicate lining, leading to inflammation, pain, and potentially blockages. A life-threatening emergency, particularly for male cats. Conditions like feline lower urinary tract disease or FLUT are distressingly common, and often the root cause traces back to chronic dehydration. So, what's the daily solution to this ancient problem in a modern world? It's about mimicking their natural hydration sources. The first step is to make water irresistible. Cats are often drawn to moving water, a visual and auditory stimulus that signals freshness and safety, much like a flowing stream in the wild. This is why water fountains can be incredibly effective. They appeal to this primal instinct. I've seen countless cats ignore a still bowl of water only to eagerly drink from a fountain. It's not just a preference, it's a biological cue. But the single most impactful change you can make for your cat's hydration is the transition to a moisture-rich diet. This means wet food sachets, cans, pâtés. Remember that, mouse? Wet food is the modern equivalent. A high-quality wet food can be up to 70 to 80% water, directly providing the hydration their bodies are designed to receive. This significantly increases their overall water intake, diluting their urine and making it far less likely for crystals to form. It's a simple change, but one that can dramatically reduce the risk of urinary tract issues, kidney disease, and even constipation. Think of it as preventative medicine in a bowl. For many cats, this dietary shift is the primary source of hydration, far more effective than any water bowl, no matter how enticing. Let me share a quick story. I once worked with a client whose male cat, Jasper, suffered from recurrent urinary blockages. He was on a prescription dry food, and the owner swore Jasper drank plenty of water. After his third blockage, we made the switch to an all-wet food diet and introduced a water fountain. Within weeks, Jasper's energy levels improved, his coat became shinier, and most importantly, he never had another blockage. It was a testament to how profoundly a simple change in hydration strategy can impact a cat's health. Understanding this desert heritage is crucial. We're not just giving them water, we're correcting a fundamental biological mismatch between their evolutionary design and our modern care practices. Now, let's move from hydration to the very fuel that powers these magnificent creatures: their diet. Our cats are not omnivores. They are not even facultative carnivores like dogs, who can derive some nutrition from plant matter. Cats are, unequivocally, obligate carnivores. This isn't a dietary preference. It's a biological imperative, hardwired into their very DNA. Their entire physiology, from their teeth to their digestive system, is designed for one purpose: to hunt, kill, and consume animal protein and fat. Let's look at the biology. Their teeth are sharp, pointed, and designed for tearing meat, not grinding plant material. Their jaws move vertically, not side to side like herbivores or omnivores. Their digestive tract is short and acidic, optimized for breaking down animal proteins and fats quickly, with very little capacity for fermenting complex carbohydrates. They lack the specific enzymes, like salivary amylase, that humans and dogs possess to begin carbohydrate digestion in the mouth. Their liver also processes nutrients differently, being less efficient at converting plant-based precursors into essential nutrients. This brings us to the critical point: why cats do not process carbohydrates and grains effectively. In the wild, a cat's diet would contain minimal carbohydrates, primarily from the stomach contents of their prey. Modern dry kibble, however, often contains a significant percentage of carbohydrates, sometimes as high as 30 to 50%. These carbohydrates, often in the form of corn, wheat, rice, or potatoes, are used as binders in the manufacturing process. For an obligate carnivore, this is problematic. Their bodies are not equipped to efficiently utilize these sugars for energy, leading to chronic low-grade inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and ultimately, a predisposition to conditions like diabetes and obesity. And speaking of obesity, this is a silent epidemic among our feline friends, and it's far more dangerous than many owners realize. The danger of even a small amount of extra weight in a cat cannot be overstated. Consider this startling comparison. 1 kilogram of extra weight on a cat is roughly equivalent to almost 20 kilograms, or about 44 pounds, of extra weight on an average human. Think about the health implications of an adult human gaining 44 pounds. It dramatically increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, joint problems, certain cancers, and reduces overall lifespan and quality of life. The same, if not more so, applies to cats. An overweight cat is a cat at significantly higher risk for a multitude of serious health issues. Their small frames are simply not designed to carry excess weight. So, what's the daily practice to combat this and ensure optimal nutrition? Portion control is paramount. Many owners free-feed their cats, leaving a bowl of dry kibble out all day. This is a recipe for obesity. Cats, like humans, will often overeat when food is constantly available. Instead, measure their food precisely according to their ideal weight and activity level, and feed them in scheduled meals. This also allows you to monitor their appetite, which is a crucial indicator of health. Beyond portion control, we must emphasize the importance of taurine. Taurine is an essential amino acid for cats. Unlike many other mammals, cats cannot synthesize sufficient taurine from other amino acids in their bodies. They must obtain it directly from their diet. Taurine is found almost exclusively in animal tissues. Without adequate taurine, cats can develop severe health problems, including dilated cardiomyopathy, a life-threatening heart condition, and retinal degeneration, leading to blindness. This is another reason why a diet rich in animal protein is non-negotiable for cats. High-quality wet foods and raw or freeze-dried diets designed for cats will always contain sufficient taurine. It's a testament to their unique carnivorous biology. I remember a case of a beautiful Siamese cat named Luna, who was fed a vegetarian diet by her well-meaning but misinformed owner. Luna developed severe heart issues and was lethargic and weak. After extensive veterinary care and a switch to a species-appropriate, taurine-rich diet, her heart condition stabilized, and she regained her vitality. It was a stark reminder of the non-negotiable requirement for animal protein and taurine in a cat's diet. Understanding your cat as an obligate carnivore isn't just about choosing the right food. It's about respecting their fundamental biological design. It's about providing the fuel their bodies are truly meant to run on, preventing a cascade of health problems that stem from a diet that is simply not appropriate for their species. We've covered hydration and nutrition, two pillars of feline health. In our next segment, we'll explore the crucial role of environmental enrichment and the profound impact of simulating the hunt cycle on their mental and physical well-being. Welcome back. We've just explored the critical importance of strategic hydration and species-appropriate nutrition, understanding how our cat's desert ancestry and obligate carnivorous nature dictate their fundamental biological needs. Now let's delve into another equally vital, yet often overlooked, aspect of feline well-being: their mental and emotional health, and how it profoundly impacts their physical state. We're talking about environmental enrichment and the profound significance of the hunt cycle. Imagine being a highly evolved predator, equipped with razor-sharp senses, incredible agility, and an innate drive to hunt, but living in an environment where all your needs are met without any effort. Food appears in a bowl, water is always available, and there's little to stimulate your natural instincts. For many indoor cats, this is their reality. While it might seem like a life of luxury, for a creature hardwired for activity and challenge, it can quickly lead to boredom. And boredom, for a cat, is not just a minor inconvenience. It's a potent trigger for a host of psychosomatic diseases, including one of the most common and frustrating feline ailments: idiopathic cystitis. Feline idiopathic cystitis, or FIC, is a condition where the bladder becomes inflamed without any identifiable bacterial infection or crystal formation. It's often linked directly to stress. When a cat is bored, anxious, or lacks appropriate outlets for their natural behaviors, their stress hormones, particularly cortisol, can become chronically elevated. This chronic stress can then manifest physically, impacting the delicate lining of the bladder, leading to pain, frequent urination, and inappropriate elimination. It's a clear example of how a cat's mental state directly influences their physical health. The solution lies in understanding and replicating their natural hunt cycle. In the wild, a cat's day revolves around hunting. This isn't just about getting food. It's a complex, multi-stage ritual that engages all their senses and provides crucial physical and mental stimulation. The cycle typically involves stalking, chasing, pouncing, killing, and then consuming the prey. Each stage releases different neurochemicals, culminating in a sense of satisfaction and calm. When we deny them this cycle, we deny them a fundamental aspect of their well-being. This is where the 15-minute ritual comes in. It's a structured play session designed to simulate the entire hunt cycle, providing a vital outlet for their predatory instincts and helping to regulate their cortisol levels. Here's how it works. First, the stalk and chase phase. Use a wand toy, not a laser pointer, which can be frustrating as it never allows for a kill, to mimic the erratic movements of prey. Drag it across the floor, hide it behind furniture, make it dart and pause. Encourage your cat to stalk, chase, and pounce. This engages their physical body, their problem-solving skills, and their intense focus. It's their cardio, their mental puzzle, and their stress release all rolled into one. This phase should last about 10 to 12 minutes, allowing them to truly get into the zone. Next comes the kill phase. This is crucial. At the end of the play session, allow your cat to capture the toy. Let them grab it, hold it, and feel like they've successfully hunted. This provides the psychological closure of the hunt. Without this kill, the hunt cycle remains incomplete, and the cat can be left feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. Imagine running a marathon but never crossing the finish line. It's a similar feeling for a cat. Finally, the reward phase. Immediately after the kill, offer a small portion-controlled meal. This simulates the consumption of prey after a successful hunt. This sequence, hunt, kill, eat, is incredibly powerful. It taps into their deepest instincts, provides a natural rhythm to their day, and helps to regulate their stress hormones. Doing this once or twice a day, for just 15 minutes each time, can make a profound difference in a cat's behavior, reducing anxiety, curbing destructive behaviors, and significantly lowering the risk of stress-related illnesses like FIC. I recall a particularly anxious cat named Mittens who was constantly over-grooming, creating bald patches on her belly. Her owner was at a loss. We implemented 2 15-minute hunt cycle play sessions daily, using a feather wand toy. Within a month, Mittens' over-grooming had stopped, her fur was growing back, and she seemed visibly calmer and more engaged. Her owner was amazed at the transformation, realizing that Mittens' anxiety was a direct result of her unfulfilled predatory drive. Beyond structured play, environmental enrichment also includes providing vertical spaces like cat trees and shelves, scratching posts, puzzle feeders, and safe access to windows for cat TV. These elements allow them to express natural behaviors like climbing, scratching, and observing their territory, all of which contribute to a healthy mental state. Remember, a bored cat is often a stressed cat, and a stressed cat is a cat prone to illness. By understanding and fulfilling their need for the hunt cycle and a stimulating environment, we're not just entertaining them, we're providing essential preventative health care. Now, let's transition from their mental landscape to a very practical, yet equally important, aspect of their daily lives: the hygiene of their litter boxes. For a cat, the litter box is far more than just a toilet. It's a critical part of their territory, a place where they are vulnerable, and a reflection of their deepest survival instincts. Understanding this perspective is key to preventing one of the most common behavioral problems in cats: inappropriate elimination. Cats have an incredibly sensitive sense of smell. What might seem like a slightly used litter box to us can be an overwhelming assault on their olfactory senses. In the wild, a cat would instinctively bury their waste to hide their scent from predators and rival cats. A dirty litter box, therefore, goes against this fundamental instinct. It signals a lack of safety, a compromised territory, and a source of chronic stress. Imagine being forced to use a public restroom that hasn't been cleaned in days. The aversion is similar, but for a cat, the stakes are higher, touching upon their very sense of survival. This chronic stress from an unclean environment can, much like boredom, contribute to a range of health issues, including stress-induced cystitis and behavioral problems. This brings us to the golden rule of litter boxes: N+1. This means the number of cats you own, plus 1 extra litter box. So, if you have 1 cat, you should have 2 litter boxes. If you have 2 cats, you should have 3. This rule isn't arbitrary. It addresses several feline needs. Firstly, it provides choice. Cats often prefer to urinate in one box and defecate in another. Secondly, it reduces competition and territorial stress in multi-cat households. Each cat feels they have their own designated, clean space. Thirdly, it ensures that even if one box is temporarily undesirable, there's always a clean alternative available. Beyond the number of boxes, the type of litter, the location of the boxes, and the frequency of cleaning are all crucial. Most cats prefer unscented, fine-grained clumping litter, as it mimics the sandy soil they would use in nature. Boxes should be placed in quiet, private, easily accessible locations, away from noisy appliances, high-traffic areas, and their food and water bowls. And most importantly, scooping should happen at least once, preferably twice, daily. The entire litter should be changed and the box thoroughly cleaned with mild, unscented soap at least once a week. Now, let's talk about invisible health, how observing your cat's waste daily is the best preventative checkup you can perform. Your cat's feces and urine are incredibly valuable diagnostic tools. Changes in their appearance, frequency, or consistency can be early indicators of underlying health problems, often long before your cat shows any other obvious symptoms. For urine, pay attention to the volume and frequency. Is your cat urinating more often, or producing larger or smaller clumps than usual? Is the urine unusually dark or light? Are there any signs of blood? Increased urination can indicate kidney disease, diabetes, or a urinary tract infection. Straining to urinate or producing very small, frequent clumps can signal a blockage or cystitis. For feces, observe the consistency, color, and frequency. Are they too hard or too soft? Is there any blood or mucus? Diarrhea or constipation can indicate dietary issues, parasites, inflammatory bowel disease, or other gastrointestinal problems. Any significant change warrants a call to your veterinarian. I remember a client who noticed her cat, Shadow, was suddenly producing very small, hard fecal pellets. She initially dismissed it, but after a few days, she remembered our discussion about invisible health. She brought Shadow in, and we discovered he was severely constipated due to chronic dehydration and a lack of fiber in his diet. Early intervention prevented a much more serious impaction. This daily observation is a powerful, free, and incredibly effective way to monitor your cat's health. It empowers you to be an active participant in their well-being, catching potential issues before they escalate. By providing a clean, appropriate litter box environment, we're not just catering to their preferences, we're respecting their innate survival instincts and preventing a significant source of stress and potential illness. And by observing their waste, we gain invaluable insights into their internal health, allowing for early detection and intervention. We've now covered environmental enrichment and litter box hygiene. In our final segment, we'll discuss the crucial topic of sensory checkups and why our cats are masters at hiding pain and how we can learn to see what they try to conceal. Welcome back for our final segment. We've journeyed through the critical aspects of feline hydration, nutrition, environmental enrichment, and litter box hygiene, understanding how each is rooted in their unique biology and evolutionary history. Now we arrive at perhaps the most challenging, yet profoundly important aspect of feline care, learning to interpret the subtle cues our cats give us, especially when it comes to pain and illness. This is what I call the sensory checkup, and it's vital because the cat hides pain. This particular trait of our feline companions is perhaps the most crucial for every cat owner to understand. Cats are masters of concealment. They are experts at faking it until they can't make it. This isn't a sign of stoicism or bravery. It's a deeply ingrained evolutionary strategy. In the wild, a sick or injured animal is a vulnerable animal, an easy target for predators. To display weakness is to invite danger. Therefore, cats have evolved to mask signs of pain or illness until they are absolutely at their limit, often to the point where their condition is severe. This means that by the time a cat is overtly limping, crying out, or refusing to eat, the underlying problem has likely been present and progressing for a significant period. This evolutionary strategy, while brilliant for survival in the wild, presents a significant challenge for us as their caregivers. We cannot rely on obvious signs of distress. Instead, we must become detectives, attuned to the subtle shifts in their behavior, posture, and daily routines. This requires a proactive approach, a daily sensory checkup that goes beyond a casual glance. So, what does this daily examination entail? It's a combination of touch, visual inspection, and careful monitoring. First, the touch examination. Gently run your hands over your cat's body, from head to tail. Pay attention to any flinching, tensing, or vocalization that might indicate pain or discomfort. Feel for any lumps, bumps, or swelling. Check their joints for stiffness or warmth. A cat with arthritis, for example, might not limp, but they might resist being picked up, jump less, or simply move with a subtle stiffness that only a gentle touch can reveal. Pay particular attention to their back and hips, common areas for age-related discomfort. This isn't about being invasive. It's about a gentle, reassuring touch that also serves as a health scan. Next, a crucial visual check: their gums. Gently lift your cat's lip to inspect their gums. Healthy gums should be a healthy pink color, similar to your own. Pale gums can indicate anemia or shock. Gums that are bright red or inflamed can signal dental disease or other infections. Press your finger gently on their gum, then release. The color should return within 1 to 2 seconds. This is called capillary refill time, and a slow refill can indicate dehydration or circulatory issues. This simple check provides invaluable insight into their oral health, hydration status, and overall circulation. And speaking of oral health, this is a silent killer for many cats. Dental disease, including gingivitis and periodontitis, is incredibly common, affecting up to 70% of cats by the age of 3. It's not just about bad breath. The bacteria from infected gums can enter the bloodstream, traveling to vital organs like the heart and kidneys. This means that chronic dental disease can lead to serious, life-threatening infections in these organs, significantly shortening a cat's lifespan. Regular dental checkups with your vet, and even at-home dental care like brushing, if your cat tolerates it, are not luxuries. They are essential preventative measures. Early detection of tartar buildup and gum inflammation can prevent a cascade of systemic health problems. Finally, monitoring their weight. This might seem obvious, but subtle weight changes can be very telling. A cat losing weight without a change in diet could be suffering from hyperthyroidism, kidney disease, or even cancer. A cat gaining weight could be on the path to obesity with all its associated risks. Weighing your cat regularly, perhaps once a month, can provide an early warning system. Many vets recommend a baby scale for accurate home weighing. Even a small change, like a few hundred grams, can be significant for a cat. Let me share a powerful example of how this sensory checkup can literally save a life. I had a client, Maria, whose cat, Leo, was a stoic, quiet tabby. Maria noticed Leo was a little less enthusiastic about jumping onto the counter, but otherwise seemed fine. During her daily gentle petting, she felt a subtle stiffness in his lower back. She also started weighing him weekly and noticed a very gradual, almost imperceptible weight loss over a month. These tiny clues, which Leo was expertly trying to hide, prompted a vet visit. It turned out Leo had early-stage kidney disease. Because it was caught so early, Maria and her vet were able to implement dietary changes and supportive care that significantly slowed the progression of the disease, giving Leo many more years of comfortable life than he would have had if they had waited for obvious symptoms. This is the essence of longevity for our feline friends. It's about proactive care, not reactive treatment. It's about understanding their unique biology and respecting their evolutionary drive to conceal weakness. By incorporating these daily sensory checkups, the gentle touch, the gum inspection, the weight monitoring, we become their most vigilant advocates. We learn to speak their silent language, detecting problems when they are small and manageable, rather than waiting until they become critical. In conclusion, our journey today has been about more than just giving advice. It's been about empowering you with knowledge of their desert origins and the need for strategic hydration, knowledge of their obligate carnivorous nature and the imperative for species-appropriate nutrition, knowledge of their predatory instincts and the necessity of environmental enrichment and the hunt cycle, knowledge of their territorial needs and the importance of impeccable litter box hygiene, and finally, knowledge of their evolutionary strategy to hide pain, demanding our vigilant daily sensory checkups. By embracing these 5 pillars of feline care, rooted in biology and respect for their true nature, you're not just providing a good life for your cat, you're providing the best possible life. You're giving them the gift of health, longevity, and a profound sense of well-being. You're becoming the guardian they truly need, understanding their world from their perspective. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the feline blueprint for a longer, healthier life. Your cat will thank you for it.